From Troy University and Troy Public Radio, this is On Leadership with Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr., Chancellor of Troy University.
Each February, this nation takes time to celebrate Black History Month. The people of Alabama should be especially thankful this month for great African American leadership. For more than a century, Black Alabamians have made a real difference in the fields of education, science, music, athletics, and civil rights. Since the time of Booker T. Washington, who was the founding president of Tuskegee Institute in 1881, this state has been blessed with excellent African American educators. This tradition continues today with presidents such as Quentin Ross of Alabama State University and Dr. Patricia Sims of Drake State in Huntsville. In music, Florence native W.C. Handy wrote the St. Louis Blues, and he's generally recognized as the father of the blues. In sports, Mobile native Henry Aaron once held the all-time home run record and was an eloquent advocate for equality and civil rights. And these two men just scratched the surface. The number of Black Alabamians who have made a tremendous impact on the worlds of music and sports are simply too numerous to name. People of the Wiregrass should also be thankful for the contributions of Dr. George Washington Carver. While at the Tuskegee Institute, Dr. Carver revolutionized the peanut industry with the discovery of the peanut's countless uses. It's safe to say that his work helped put food on the table for many Wiregrass families. And without the work of Dr. Carver, the town of Brundage would not be able to celebrate its annual Peanut Butter Festival. But few match the contributions of Montgomery minister, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Dr. King was an effective advocate for nonviolent protest and saved thousands of lives in the process. Dr. King didn't do it alone. One of his most effective colleagues was a young man he nicknamed the Boy from Troy, and that was the late John Robert Lewis, a native of Pike County. John Lewis was a key figure of the civil rights movement. John Robert Lewis was also elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he served with distinction for 33 years. But history has a way of correcting the ills of the past. In 1957, John Lewis was denied admission into the all-white Troy State College. 30 years later, he was awarded the honorary doctorate from this same institution. I had the privilege of meeting with Congressman Lewis several times throughout my service to Troy. He always took pride in our Rosa Parks Museum in Montgomery, and he led countless tours of that facility for more than 100 of his colleagues in the United States Congress. And he was proud that almost 60 years after he was denied admission, Troy University became Alabama's most diverse university, enrolling students from nations around the world. Congressman Lewis was a gracious gentleman who embraced his hometown university, and we embraced him. Upon his passing in 2020, our campus in Troy was the site of his first memorial tribute. It was at that ceremony that we announced that the Leadership Conference celebrating African American History Month that's held annually at Troy University would henceforth bear his name. 110 days after he passed, we named the signature building on our campus John Robert Lewis Hall in his memory. His greatest legacy was a leadership style that believed in individual liberty and the power of the human spirit to overcome great odds. That's not only a great lesson for all of us, it's also a legacy worth celebrating.
You've been listening to On Leadership with Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr., Chancellor of Troy University. On Leadership is available wherever you get your podcast.